Welcome to another episode of Chopstick Travel. I'm Luke.
And I'm Sabrina.
And today is day 2 of our new 2019 updated Taipei series, where we are taking you to the undiscovered, unexplored parts of Taipei. On yesterday's episode, we discovered one of the most incredible night markets we've ever visited, the Nanjichang Night Market. Sabrina and I were just discussing, and we think that this may be our new favorite night market. This place is seriously awesome, but it's definitely worth coming here. The people are really friendly, and it's very authentic and traditional Taiwanese. So today, once again, we are taking you for a full day of eating. Right now, we are on our way to a restaurant that is quite hard to get to and serves a very simple dish, but I definitely think it's going to be worth it. So let's go. So we just got off the metro at a stop called Tailiao Station. I have never been to this station, let alone this entire district of Taipei called Sanchong District. And we're actually in Xinbei, which is a new Taipei city, so outside of the main city core. And from Tailiao Station, we have about a 10-minute walk to get to the restaurant. So it's definitely not on a tourist trail whatsoever, but I think it's gonna be worth it. So we have made it to the place. There's a huge line. There's barely anything else around this area except for this extremely famous Lu Rofan restaurant, which is braised, Taiwanese braised rice. And we are in line now. Sabrina's in line, and I'm really, really hungry, ready to try this super famous Lu Rofan.
195还有什么吗？3个了吗？70。来，3豆腐、3颗蛋跟3个大卤包一起，全部195。一个卤肉饭加蛋40块。5个，你来那边多少？一个大卤，一个水丝外带，一个鱼肚，一个豆腐，是不是？你来在这里。啊，你说一个卤肉饭跟一个什么？
We are sitting down in the restaurant now. This place is called Jinda Lu Rofan, and they pretty much only serve the Lu Rofan Taiwanese braised pork rice. This is just heavenly. Check this out. There is huge pieces of fatty pork belly on top. A lot of Taiwanese people actually prefer theirs to have more lean meat, but I really like the fatty kind. It just braises for so long that it melts in your mouth, and that just smells incredible. Over here we've got the tofu, just the braised tofu. Little piece of fat on top, I'll move that. But this is just regular tofu in that same braised sauce. So these things are just boiling away for hours. It smells so like anise and sort of a licoricey scent to it. I can't wait to dig into this. I'm gonna make sure I get a nice big serving for my first bite, and honestly it looks like mostly fat. I barely see any lean meat on there, and this is just pork belly. Oh, let's try that. Oh man, wow. That is the definition of melt in your mouth. Wow. It is extremely creamy almost, because that fat just totally liquefies in your mouth as soon as it touches your tongue. The rice has caught all of those juices, and just like the smell, it has a slight licoricey flavor from the star anise and all those Taiwanese spices and herbs that they're brewing this in. This is absolutely simplicity at its best. This is delicious. Oh man. Wow, wow. I was almost in a daze from eating that Lu Rofan that I almost forgot we have tofu. So let me try this tofu. This looks seriously good too. Let's get a nice big piece for my first bite. That literally has the same texture as the pork belly. It is so soft as well. A little bit of a like soy tofu flavor, but once again, it's just completely saturated with all of that Taiwanese spice mixture. This is definitely worth it, guys. I was getting a little nervous because it took us so long to get here, but I'd say this is totally worth it, and probably the best lu roufan that I've ever had. It's a very classic Taiwanese dish. There's a lot of different places serving it, and there's a lot of famous places serving it, but this is definitely the best one I've ever had. You definitely need to be chopsticks level 100 to be able to eat lu roufan, so we've resorted to using the spoon, but that's okay. It just means that you can get more in every bite. This place is packed out, and they are packed out for a good reason, because this is the best lu roufan in Taipei. What do you think, Sabrina?
This is amazing. I mean, Taiwan has some of the best rice in the world, and that sounds a little silly because it's so simple, but you really have to come here to try it. And then with all these like quality ingredients, and that the sauce that it's braising in alone is amazing, but everything is perfect. The fatty chunks, the tofu. You guys really have to come to Taipei to try this.
Wow, wow, wow. That was absolutely incredible. This should definitely be near the top of your list if you're coming to Taipei for a food tour. This is probably the #2 most iconic Taiwanese dish after beef noodle soup, and this is definitely the best version of it I've ever tried. That was incredible, super cheap, super authentic, and delicious. What more can you want? How good was that?
That was so good. Wow, I'm really happy we found another lu roufan place that is that quality and that good. So
even though it's pretty far away?
It's far away, but I think it's not too bad. It's pretty convenient on the metro. You don't have to walk very far. It's just kind of far if you're staying maybe a little bit further away like we are.
Heading back to the metro now. We're going to head back into Taipei City proper to check out a really cool temple. But I challenge you to let me know down in the comment box a better lu roufan in all of Taiwan, because I seriously think it doesn't get much better than that. So we're back in Taipei City proper. Behind us here is Xingtian Temple, which is the temple of the patron saint of businessmen. So we've never actually been inside. Let's go in.
So this is a beautiful temple. It's very popular to visit. The MRT station is named after it. And what you'll notice that's different about this temple from all the other temples, I think, in all of Taiwan, is that in 2014, this temple banned the use of burning incense sticks as a way to reduce air pollution. So I think that's really good.
Finished off at the Xingtian Temple. Really cool place. Not as peaceful, I guess, as some other temples in Taiwan, just because it's really busy, but there is a lot to see. So now we're heading to get lunch. We are having sushi. So we have come to a place that is called Aquatic Development. It's otherwise known as the Taipei Fish Market. This is a very clean and modern day fish market, and there is all kinds of seafood restaurants in here. We are going to be ordering up some sushi, but you can see behind me here all of the fresh seafood is in its tanks live. So pretty cool place and lots of good looking food. So let's check out the spot and then we'll go order some sushi. As soon as you first walk in, you're going to see all the tanks with the live seafood, but then you just go up the stairs and there's all kinds of restaurants, a supermarket, all kinds of different shopping things. It is a really big and really interesting place. So you can buy sushi that's already pre-packaged, ready for takeaway, but there's also a sushi restaurant, which is standing only, and that's what we're going to. We're just waiting in line. It's a very short line. We should be in soon. So it's probably only about a 3-minute wait. We are inside the restaurant now, standing like I said only, but the prices here are really affordable, and I think that's why it is such a popular place. The actual name of this restaurant is called Treasures de la Mer, and we ordered up only one set to share, but it's a full tuna set, so we're pretty excited. I haven't had sushi in a long time, so it's gonna hopefully be really good.
So we ordered a glass of white wine with our sushi. Let's give it a try. That's really nice.
Our tuna sushi platter has arrived. We've got a couple different cuts here, so you can see these two here I believe are the akami, which is the leanest part of the tuna back, and then this is I believe chutoro, which is medium fatty, and then otoro, which is the fattiest part, the tuna belly. Back here we've got, it looks like minced akami tuna in a little roll. Over here we've got another type of roll, and then the egg cake, the tamago. And then of course we've got some pickled ginger on the side. This looks seriously good, so let's dig in. So we're gonna start with the akami, the lean piece. A little bit of soy sauce here, let's try. Even though it's the lean cut, it's still very melt in your mouth.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites actually. More so than the fat, it just has like really nice texture, and it does get a little oily sometimes, but it's really, really good.
Piece number 2, the medium fatty. Cheers. Oh yeah. Wow. You can tell we just moved up a whole level of fattiness because that one is very, very oily. A little kick of wasabi there. Nice with the soy sauce too.
So good.
Yeah, really, really good. Next up, we're going to go with this minced tuna roll, a little bit of green onions on the top and wrapped up in the nori seaweed.
Cheers.
Next is the little roll with a nice piece of tuna sticking out the middle. Cheers. Obviously all of the flavors are very similar because the main ingredient is tuna. It's really just like a textural game, and that one had a nice kind of chewiness from that rice.
Yeah, and everything here is really light on the wasabi, so you can really focus on the flavor of the fish.
Yeah. Saving the best for last, this is the otoro, the fattiest cut of the tuna. It's like falling apart in our hands.
Yeah, we're gonna eat it fast.
That is seriously quality. The oiliness and the fattiness of that tuna sort of encases the rice, and it just sort of slides down your throat and melts in your mouth. So good, right?
It's like really good.
And
ridiculous.
a really good price, only 520 Taiwan dollars for this whole platter, and we're sharing it. Japan colonized Taiwan. They left behind a lot of their food and culture, and one thing that I think is for sure is that Taiwan is home to definitely some of the best Japanese food and sushi outside of Japan, for sure. So this isn't our first time we've eaten at Diction Aquatic, but what are your thoughts today?
I always love this place. It's really affordable, great quality, one of the best you can get in Taipei. There are other sushi restaurants and omakase restaurants in Taipei and Taiwan, but they're really expensive, but they have Michelin stars, so I think that's worth checking out as well.
Yeah, we've never tried those though.
No, we haven't.
Finish off with sushi. That place is awesome. We've been there quite a few times, and the quality is always consistent. I definitely recommend that place, Diction Aquatic Development. The information for it will be down in the description box. We are quite full, but that's very healthy feeling. You just feel like wholesome after eating it. So now we're heading to a really cool attraction that we've never seen in Taipei called the Linun House. So let's go.
So we have come out to the Linun Ancestral house. You can see it behind me. And what this is a house built by the Lin family that come from the Fujian province. They were wealthy merchants. They built this house, and it has become a museum. So you can come check this out when you're in northern Taiwan.
And it's free.
And it's free.
So there's more to this ancestral house than just the house itself. It's more of like a complex. It's not very big and there's not a whole lot to see, but it is very beautiful. Seems like a very popular place for wedding photography. And luckily there's actually still some cherry blossoms. I think they're cherry blossoms or maybe plum blossoms in bloom. So now we are heading to get a dessert. So for our dessert, we are having something that is actually Japanese in origin, but has been changed over the years to be very Taiwanese. So we get two kinds. In English, I think they call them wheel cakes. So inside this one, it is quite heavy. There is a ton of custard. So this one is custard, and then the other one that we have here is the hongdo, which is the red bean. So you can see a little bit of oh, I guess there's some toasted seeds on top, sesame seeds, and then you can see a little bit of the red bean kind of peeking through there. And this is Japanese of origin, but Taiwan has changed it to be much more filling than batter on the outside, whereas the Japanese version is a little bit more spongy. This one's a lot more crispy and filled with a lot of filling. So let's break into this red bean one. I hope I don't burn myself here. So that is absolutely stuffed full of this red bean paste. Some of the beans are actually still intact, but a lot of them have just been kind of mashed into this cream. And then the outside is a little bit crispy. I'm gonna go in for one more bite here. Just look at all that filling. Wow. So time to try the second kind. This is the custard filled kind. They only have, I think, 2 different kinds, but usually another popular filling is taro. So let's try this one right here. Oh man, it's gonna pop out the other side. Oh wow, look at all that custard. It's just completely seeping out the side. Wow, that is really nice. That custard isn't too sweet. It's very kind of eggy and a little bit kind of gooey. Oh man, these are awesome. Finish off with our dessert. That was really awesome. That place is also really popular in this kind of covered shopping street. So now we have to wait until nighttime before the restaurant we want to try for dinner opens up. So we're gonna take a little bit of a break and catch back up with you tonight. We are out for dinner now tonight at a really popular restaurant, which is directly inside of the Tonghua night market, which is a popular night market here in Taipei City. And this is called a ruchao, which is basically just a stir-fry restaurant. They don't serve too many things. This one's really popular. It's actually also been awarded a bib gourmand by Michelin. So we ordered up our food, waiting for our seats, and we are super hungry, ready to eat. We are inside now. The wait wasn't too long, maybe 15 minutes, and we've got one of our plates of food, still waiting for another one. This place is called Liu Ji Chow Chow, and like I mentioned, this is a stir-fried restaurant, so they don't serve too many dishes. The first dish that has arrived here is just their stir-fried beef. So you can see we've got this water spinach, nice slices of beef. We ordered medium spicy, so a little bit of chili in there, and then lots of garlic I can smell too. And it smells very kind of like Shaoxing wine, a little bit sweet and fragrant. And then we've got a bowl of rice on the side here. So let's put a little bit on top of the rice here, and then get a nice big bite for our first bite. Oh wow. So the beef is super, super tender, and then that water spinach still has a nice crisp crunch to it. The flavors there are really interesting. It's kind of this mixture of sweetness and a little bit of almost alcoholic Shaoxing wine flavor, and very, very smoky. And it is a little bit spicy. We're waiting for our clams to arrive, but man, this is really good. I can see why this was given the bib gourmand. Oh man, that was just satisfying. The clams have arrived. These are served with ginger and basil, once again just swimming in sauce, and then a little bit of spice as well. I'm just gonna go in, grab one of these clams. Maybe I'll just go in with my fingers and make sure I get a piece of basil too. Oh This one's actually a double, so I'm gonna have to go in for the other bite. Wow, those are so buttery. Those clams just kind of burst in your mouth with flavor. A little bit salty, and you can definitely taste the ginger in there as well. But it's really buttery and oily. And this whole restaurant is just filled with the smoke from the stir fry out back. This is awesome. Finish off with our stir fries. That was really good. What do you think?
That was awesome. I love this spot. Really spicy, actually.
Yeah, don't come here though expecting to fill up, because the portion sizes are really small and it's a little bit expensive for what it is, but the flavors are awesome. So that's going to be it for today's video. What an incredible day of eating here in Taipei. Stay tuned. We still have more videos coming from Taipei for you, and we'll see you on another video very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.